Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
Yo, good people, it's your homie HerbMan, busting you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Hey, look, go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you guys never miss what we're bringing to the world, all right? So I want to continue to expound on there should be no death in this experience, okay? And I know guys are like, man, what are you talking about, man? What the world is you talking about? But man, I've done extensive research, man, on so many great people who throughout our history have pushed their physical experience to the brink, and it still has not equated to longevity. And we have all of these secret societies, and we have all of these initiatives, and we have all of these great memoirs of people who have came and they have gone. And I look at stuff in a different way, you guys. I like to look at stuff from a real holistic understanding, almost like the eagle's eye understanding, right? To where I'm not joining any team when I do my research. I don't say, okay, yeah, that's the truth and that's it. I try to look at things from a collective front, and everybody doesn't research that way. Everybody doesn't study that way. And for a lot of times what we do is just kind of regurgitate somebody else's experience because it may resonate to us the most. Okay, it may definitely stack up to be what we truly believe in ourselves, and so we'll stop at that thing because that's what resonates. But with me, I don't research to join teams of other man's experiences, but I do research to get the information so that we can put it together in a collective understanding of what really was the attempt. And we have so many different cultures and so many different great people in these cultures who have came into this life experience and they've lived it. How I like to kind of describe it, you got two ends, right? You got the animalistic end where you're basically living off basic instinct. And then you have the angelic end, right? Where you're basically living off of obedience, right? And then that's a restrictive life. And we've came in since we've been here on this earth plane, and we've tried each end all the way. And to me, the human experience is somewhere in the middle. All right, it's somewhere in that neutral center to where you get the best out of this experience. You get the most out of this experience. And I've said a lot of times that I believe that this experience is the heavenly experience. And that's why I say that there should be no death in heaven. There should be no suffering in heaven. There should be no lack in heaven. But because we have designed certain systems for ourselves, even though we may have had our best interest at heart, it has caused us to it has caused us to not experience this, to me, in the right way, and therefore death is the end result of that thing. Now, what am I saying? You had people who came into this experience since birth, who have went through initiations, who have, basically what we call sin. They haven't done it. They didn't lie. They didn't get married. They didn't have kids. They may have, lived a life of learning the secrets of life, and it didn't cause them to live any longer than anybody else. Okay, I always look at death as being the result of the knowledge or the wisdom that you may have gained. And even in the basic instinct, if we go back to people who live minimalist and live tribal, okay, and because they are maybe not evolving like the human should, then they live short lives as well. The end result to not evolving is a short life. The end result to a restrictive life in this experience is a short life. You feel what I'm saying? And we have to find an easy medium in order to understand or in order to create longevity in this experience. And I don't want us to look at longevity in a negative way. I'm not talking about you being 100 or 200 years old and you can't do nothing and everybody in your life has died and all that type of stuff. Sure, you would want to get up out of here as well, because you're not living in your strength in these elder ages. So we have to understand, personally, what I'm trying to understand is how can we attempt or create longevity in our strongest suits, okay? Meaning that, yes, if you live 2, 3, 4, 500 years old, but you're still able to work, you're still able to procreate, you're still able to do the things that you want to do here, then you don't leave anybody behind. Yes, people may fall off, but because you're able to continue to procreate and work and be just as active as you are today, then you create new family, you create new loved ones, and you continue on living in this experience in its abundance. And that truly is my attempt when I'm doing my research, is I'm trying to cure death, not sickness. And I know that that may be far out from a lot of people's mind, but that's just my attempt. That's my assignment while I am here, okay, while I'm here. So I'll continue to do that. But when I look at some of these great people that have crossed this particular earth plane, and I see how we take some of their philosophies and we create new societies from these things, it often baffles me that a person with this much knowledge, with this much in-depthness, still couldn't circumvent death. Okay? It baffles me also that a person who is minimal in their approach, living off basic instinct, living the tribal life, living within the means of nature, can't also circumvent death. And so when I look at this thing, I look at it being that we are creating such a restriction on this experience at either end that it still is not conducive to longevity here on earth. I don't think that it's for us to want to leave here sooner than we're supposed to by having these out-of-body experiences, when you really haven't had the best experience in your body, okay, in this experience. And so to me, it's unhealthy to want to push the physical envelope to that extremity and think that you're not going to that you're going to live forever, and they found many of people sitting Indian style dead, okay, and that person did not live this experience, in my opinion, the way that we should be, right? I don't think that heaven is a restriction, but I also don't think that heaven is for us to be greedy and gluttonous as well. So we have to find that easy medium of how we can understand why we're here, and why is death the result of our inventions, is the result of our curiosities, is the result of our restrictions. And we have to understand that, because to me personally, and I'm just talking to you guys based on my opinion, me personally, I think that we should exemplify nature in order for us to really, really enjoy this particular experience. So what am I saying by that? You shouldn't need a meteorologist to tell you what the day is, right? You shouldn't need clothing to hide you from the elements, right? You shouldn't need all these different things that we're doing. I mean, all these different inventions. Like I said, we're having the best short life that you can possibly have. But to me, I want longevity in this experience. I want to reign with the king forever. I want to see the sun forever. I want to be on this planet forever. And I think that we can, but I think that we are just too limited in our understanding, and we're too restrictive in our evolution of our understanding when we're trying to have these experiences. So what I mean by the tribal understanding, right? So, sometimes because some of these tribes are living very minimal and they don't evolve enough to um, keep from some of these issues that may happen, especially when we're talking about the water, having, dying from different diseases because the water is not clean, dying from different things because there's not enough food and this, that, and the third. And so I think that we are able to evolve from that, being in this experience. We don't necessarily have to always say, oh, this was nature. The reason why we dying because we ain't got no food. The reason why we dying is because the water dirty. No, I think that we should evolve enough to be able to understand how to clean the water. And it doesn't take a whole bunch of stuff. All you need is some sand, some quartz crystal, and all these different mechanisms that are within nature that can actually clean the water for us. Everybody knows this. I mean, these are things that we should be able to evolve in and be able to make sure that we can circumvent diseases that are in the water. Also, we should be able to understand the elements a lot better from a tribal understanding to know when to stock up on foods for these drought seasons, okay? And we should also be able to be as nomadic as we possibly can to get to some of these greener pastures if the environment that we're living in is lacking or desolate in any kind of way, right? But because our new world doesn't allow for these tribes to be nomadic, then the end result is the limitations become a factor into why we die early. And then on the angelic side, people trying to be so restrictive in what they do while they're here to try to get to this extra plane, this next level, this angelic level. And so we are so obedient that we don't even enjoy life. And we've seen countless of people come in, from the Mahatmas to HPB, all these people that attempted to have these spiritual awakenings, so to speak. It didn't really add on to any longevity. Yeah, you might have lived a clean life, but that didn't necessarily equate to you living here longer than anybody else, okay? And I find that the happiest people tend to be the healthiest people. And so again, that's where I'm coming in with a easy medium, okay? An easy medium between obedience and the angelic, the spiritual realm that we live in, and the animalistic being that we have inside of us as well. So you got obedience mixed with basic instinct, and it has to have a really easy medium, which I would like to call the human experience, okay? The human experience. But I don't believe that death should be a part of heaven at all. And I do believe that being in this earth plane, this is heaven, and we have to continue to do more research to cure death, not disease. And once we're able to get back into our supernatural, when I say supernatural, I mean get back to your natural state, to where your superhuman powers really start to elevate when you're back in your more natural state, your supernatural state. And I know that some of you guys may get that when I keep saying supernatural. See, when we get back to nature and then start to exemplify nature and really start to get our pointers for our days and for our weeks and for our months and for our years from nature, with all of this understanding that we have accumulated now, with all of this information that can aid in us evolving as a people, once we get back to nature, I'm sure that we can get into that supernatural pocket. And then we can tap into our supernatural powers that would begin to now navigate us into the longevity that we're looking for, and we're able to circumvent death, okay? So again, you guys, this is what I'm attempting to do. And in that, of course, we're going to continue to help out in any way we can with the sick and with the people that are lacking and with diseases. But ultimately, this is my journey, and I ask that you guys continue to ride with me until I leave here, right? But I want to be able to experience this, man, for forever, right? Because if you look at it on the scale right now, we're living this much, but we're going to be dead this much, right? And I just don't believe that that's a part. And if we can't have our spiritual experiences and still be here in heaven, then what is the attempt, right? If we have to leave here in order to have some spiritual awakening, and you can't come back to let us know how that really actually works, then what good is it, right? What good is that for this experience here? And so I don't think that we should be restrictive, and I definitely don't think that we should just live off basic instinct, but I think that there should be an easy medium for us to be able to evolve with nature on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-to-moment basis. And I think that will yield us the best results for longevity, man. So I didn't want to make this video long, but I definitely wanted to make it strong. I just wanted to explain to you guys exactly what journey I'm on, man. I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan.
Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.